Welcome back to the Urban Suburban Garden. In today's episode, we're going to go over both of the gardens, get a closer look at what's going on up here, because we got a lot of growth and everything up here. As you can see, the corn is banging, is dynamite, is done its thing. A lot of ears down here, and we're going to get a closer look at each one of them. Tomato plants, got tomatoes growing everywhere, potatoes, everything. Everything is rocking and rolling. So let me get you off this tripod and give you a closer look. I'm gonna start over here in this corner here. If you remember in previous episode, I talked about this pot here. I just putting marigolds and some flowers in here, just to be pollinators, just to attract the bugs, the bees, and so on and so forth, so it can pollinate some of the other stuff that's here in the garden. But remember also that I was reusing the soil from last season, and this tomato plant came up out of the soil as the plant started growing. The flowers down there, started growing. This tomato plant popped up out of the ground there, out of the soil, and started growing. And I decided to just let her go, and I threw a trellis net, a tomato cage on her, as you can see, and now she's starting to develop some tomatoes there. And I was wondering what tomato plant this was, and now I see this is more than likely the cherry tomato that's growing there. That's what it looks like anyway. But I have quite a few tomato plants popped up in the garden from last year, and I'll show you those. There's a few more up here, at least one more up here, two more, up here that did this. And there's even maybe about 5 or 6 of them down in the other garden. But that's what this plant here looks like. Let's look behind here. And that is the zucchini that never took off. It just kind of top dressed it last night, so there's some stuff up there. Some of the dry amendments that need to be massaged into the mulch in the soil. But yeah, she never took off. But I let her keep going. So maybe she'll do something, maybe she won't. But if not, I'll eventually cut that down and I'll start something new in there for the fall. And over here in the corn section, no issues. Everything just took off, started growing, and we have ears everywhere. And nice size ones too. And I self-pollinated most of the stuff in here to make sure we have a decent harvest. Here's a nice ear right here. As you can see, I took one of the, I think these are clotensils from here, and I was walking down and I pollinated each one of the ears that I seen as silks, and I just happened to wrap this one up in them silks there just to leave it to make sure. And we got a nice ear going there. And it's another 2 trying to grow right here, but this one here, and it's not going to develop into anything. And the one next to it, well, actually, is a little bigger than the one on the outside. So we at least get 2 out of there. And some of them got bigger ones, some of them didn't. Like this one back here has 2 ears on it, but they're not that healthy. They're not that big. It actually it's 3 ears on that one. But we still got some time to go, so maybe it'll develop into something later on. Same thing here. Got a couple here, and then 1 solid, 2. Matter of fact, we have like 4 on this particular plant here. 2 there, and 2 more right around in here. Here. So yeah, like I said, the corn, it did great last year, and this is actually a different variety than what I grew last year. Actually, then my next round of corn, I'm planning on growing what I grew last year. With some kind of mixed corn. They did very, very well. If you've seen in my previous videos. But yeah, that's what the corn up here is doing. That's what it did. That's what it's doing so far this season. It's doing pretty damn good. I got some out of the, I believe it's 15 in here because I left that one spot there empty. But it is still 16 because one of these pots has 2 plants in it, and we're about to get up on it. I think it's here, right there, right down in there. 2 came up out of that one. So It is a total of 16. But yeah, that's what the corner's looking like. Really no complaints. I definitely need to check to see how long they supposed to go. I forgot that number. But they have definitely been in here since, I think these were one of the first things I put out here. And this was like early April when I started the garden. And this is the end of June. So the first week of April. And so I'm sure a harvest time is right near or it's now. So I know we got some pretty big size ears on here. So, but let's keep the tour going. Slide on down here. And like I was saying, the tomato plants that were popping up all over the place. Here's another one. This one came up, and I don't know what variety that is. Last year we did cherry tomatoes, pasta tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, and there was one other one I can't think, beefsteaks or something like that. But yeah, so I don't know what variety that is that came up. And so that's what's, got the marigolds, and there's one other little plant up in there, and that tomato plant. So the good thing about these tomato plants here coming up the way they did, if they're going to stay and produce something, it's kind of cool, because I was going to do, they call it succession growing or something like that, where my more mature, bigger tomato plants are often going and developing tomatoes, and these came in after. So actually, I probably don't even have to plant any more tomato plants this season, because I have so many. It's like I said, when I get down to the other garden, you're going to see that I have quite a few more down there. Over here, this is my watermelon patch, my melon patch, correct myself, because we have sugar babies, yellow watermelon, honeydew melons, and cantaloupe all in this same area. And I know some people are going to say, well, wow, why you put all of them in there like that? With the pollination, cross-pollinating the fruit. I'm not going to use any of these seeds next season. So I'm, new to the whole melon growing thing. I grew melons last year. They are sugar babies, and that was it. So this year here, I wanted to try a variety of stuff. And so I came up with doing it this way. And look, they're growing, they're developing, and I'm going to show you some pretty big size melons that are already developed and started. So let's get up in here. And I think that's a honeydew melon there. It's a sugar baby right over here somewhere. Oh, I didn't get that stuff off from last night. Do a top dressing on these last night. There's a sugar baby there. And there's some more up in here somewhere. These big leaves, they just kind of hide up in here. But we're going to get around in here. And I'm going to show you, here's a melon starting to develop there. I don't know if it got pollinated. The flower's now closed and dead, but the plant look like the melon's still like it's growing, so it might take off and start developing into something. As you can see, my vine, remember when this first started, this area here, I covered this with some landscaping fabric, and I said I was going to leave it because I knew these vines were going to run out here, and I wanted them to run all the way down to here. That's part of my irrigation system I'm about to set up in here. But I should have done that a long time ago, but was putting it off. Wasn't intending to do it, but decided, what the hell, I need to do it. I'm going to be doing some vacationing soon, and my son will be coming over to water, but just in case, make sure I got the system set up. I got all the tools and stuff that I need, timers and all that good stuff. So there's no need to not use it. But as I was saying about the melons, they're doing fantastic. Let's get over here, and you can see one of my huge yellow watermelons that is taking off. That's one. There's a few more in here too. So I know there's another one right up in front of me here. And there's some more, like I said, they are starting to develop some melon there. I don't know if it got pollinated or not, but it looks like it's still growing. Here's another one. That's the yellow watermelons. Now up in here, I think it's down in here somewhere. I know I saw it yesterday. Oh, it's down there. It's another melon. I think that's honeydew down there. And there's another one right there. So it's quite a few taking off in here. Now, and I know I should have, oh, there's another one starting to develop right there. Should have cut back on some of these vines. And I looked at quite a few videos on growing melons. So yeah, you want to kind of cut them back and trim them back. But I didn't do that. So if they say if you don't do that, you can cause, some of your melons to be not premature, just don't get the growth that it needs because it's just not getting the energy because it's not enough nutrients for everybody. Or you can just heavy feed it and that would help your problem out. So that's what I intend to do. That's why I top dressed down there. You can see some of the stuff down there. I kind of massaged it in, but didn't do a very good job. Plus I wanted to come back down and put some mulch. I should have been did that, but got lazy in the garden. We've got quite a few other things going on. So that kind of suffers. So maybe I can get some mulch up in here to help cover up. Oh, look at that bee pollinating that flower right there. And that looks like it's a male flower. So maybe we should grab that pollen and slide on over to one of these females, pollinate, and get another melon going. But yeah, like I said, the melon garden here is doing fantastic. Definitely getting some production. And I think I was right by giving it all this extra space to run the vine down. And I still got plenty more room right over here for those to run down. I don't know how much further they're going to go. But yeah, we did have some that was growing up the fencing right over there. But my deer, not my deer, but the deer that come through here daily started chewing on the ones that's right over on there, just the leaves. So I decided to bring it back inside the fence and let's let them run in here. That's why you see some going over that way. These here are starting to run off. So there's plenty of room up here. So I'm gonna just let them do their thing. Now let's slide over to this one here. This box here contains just zucchini and an eggplant. That's these three here are the zucchini. That's a marigold back there, and that's an eggplant there. And these were all, matter of fact, when I first started in here today, I was in the pot, the one that sits back all the way over there in that corner. That one is not doing that well, but they all came together in one carton. But these here are taking off, and I got another one down at the lower garden. They all took off, but these that one over in that corner didn't do too well. But like I said, the zucchinis are rocking and rolling. I don't see any developing fruits on this one yet, on these up here yet, but the one down there, I'm gonna show you, they do have, I seen it yesterday. Matter of fact, I didn't see that. Here's one up here. Right down in there is a zucchini. So yeah, we got something going. And over here, the eggplant is doing fantastic. We got one to start developing down there that looks a little beat up. Not too bad. Got a little damage from something. But let's keep an eye on that. Let's slide over here, tomato plant. It's another one of the ones that just popped up on me out of this pot here. And it's doing great. And I decided to just let it go. And eventually we could figure out what tomato it is. And I think I just saw it. There it is. I got some tomatoes developing right there. They look like cherry tomatoes. So, I got something going there. The flowers of the vincas and marigolds, they're all doing great. They're sharing this pot. Now, over here, these are all the potatoes. This one that's leaning all over that one over there, that's this one section of just white potatoes. Everything else is red potatoes. And you see how they're going. Actually, yesterday when I was watering, I ran a little water down on this spot right there and uncovered a white potato that's growing there. So we got a nice size one sitting right in that dry spot there. So I just cut that dry spot because I brought some more soil over and covered it up. But yeah, this is what these girls are looking like, rocking and rolling. And last but not least, we have these, what is this one here? The Cherokee purple tomato right here. And you can see they're starting to develop there. Got another one there, a little blight on it. But definitely got calcium, well-fed plant. So shouldn't have enough, keep my watering consistent. So I don't see any other problems blight developing anywhere else. So should be good to go. And then that last one over there is a yellow boy. And she has something going way down there, right there. So yeah, plant's doing great. And up here it's starting to develop one right there. But yeah, the tomatoes, the garden up here, it's rocking and rolling. No complaints. Definitely going to have a hell of a harvest out of this year. Definitely for satisfying me, since I'm a new gardener. All this is all new to me pretty much. I did some gardening last year, had success. But to see this much more this year is definitely encouraging and make me want to do even more. But let's go down to the other garden and let's get a look at those down there. Now over here in the bottom garden, I decided to start up here at the top, standing above the garden, so you can see what I've done. You can see my 40% shade cloth is now pretty much covering my whole garden. I'm gonna give you a different angle when I get down lower. And the reason why is because I noticed once I put that up, all the plants in here started doing much better. It was just getting too much sunlight. It was just beaming down all day. Sun, and then the day is an overcast day, so we ain't gotta worry about the sun. But on the days it was 90 plus all week. The sun maxed out, no clouds in the sky, and it was burning up quite a bit of the garden. Everything was drooping, had to water a lot more. But once I realized, you know what, the section that I only had it covering was this section here. And that was because those plants there got put in late, and those were the plants that I said should have been started like a month prior than what I did. So what I did was, since they were doing good under the shade cloth, I decided, well, let me extend it over the whole area and see what the plants do. And that was just what they needed. All the plants are doing much better now, and we're going to get a closer look in just a second of how everything is developing and growing. But I just wanted to start off talking about that shade cloth up there. So let me walk down here and show you how everything is developing. Now right here, we're going to start on this corner here, is my string beans section. And as you can see, they are vining up the fence like I wanted them to. Now, at night, the deer come through, and once in a while, take a leaf. Like right here. See that? There's a few spots here where the deer came through and got me. But I keep it sprayed over here with some deer spray. So for the most part, they leave this area alone. But I did notice that. So every time I see a few leaves being chopped off, then I come back with the deer spray. It does pretty well. There's nothing else been in this area. Right there is the purple beans, and I've harvested quite a few of those. I thought those were going to vine up the trellis too, but they didn't. So, but I've gotten quite a few since. Now, coming down here, my marigolds in that flower pot there. Luckily, nothing else came up out of there. Cabbage. And they're all doing fantastic. The beet section. And this is where I can start talking about the tomato plants that popped up on me. As you can see right here, I think it's 2 tomato plants popped up on me just in the last couple weeks. broccoli section. And you see, as you can see there, the broccoli is coming up out of there nicely. And it's starting to develop down in there now. So, but that one is off to the races. That one and the one right behind it. The other one's a little lacking behind it. Oh, let me swing back over here. Over here, that's where the spinach was in an empty container there. The romaine lettuce was there. I chopped the rest of it off. I got to just clean that up. Then the carrots. And in that carrot section, as you can see right there, that's a tomato plant that came up. There's another one. And there's quite a few more right over there. When we get inside, you'll see more. But these are the carrot section. The first section here is rainbow carrots, and those are the regular orange carrots over there. And as I said, this is the broccoli. And you see the leaf there, the yellow flower, that is because the baby zucchini, and I mean not zucchini, squash, is vining all over the garden. It's running all out there on the match. You see that one, there's one out there, all across the carrots, and here. And that's what one of them looks like. And it's supposed to be baby squash or something like that, but my wife had picked those out. Never grown them before, and I was not expecting this to happen. Vining all over the place like it did. There's quite a few of them growing, though. Got one that's trying to start there, but I don't think that's going to make it. And here, too, they should have been pollinated, but I didn't pollinate them. But we got, like I said, we got quite a few of them still growing, because we got one nice mature one here, right next to here. There's another one right there. And I think it's another one. I know it's some more down in there. And as you can see, that's the squash, the yellow squash. I got 2 baby squash and 2 yellow squash. And you see the squash is down there developing right in there. Let's swing around to the other side. And this is a view from the other side. And you see the shade cloth covering up the whole garden. And there's not a lot of walking space under there. But I don't need a lot of space to get in. Just not crawling, but you'll see. Kind of just stoop down to get in, get what I need to take care of, and get up out of there. But the shade cloth is working great. So next year what I'm going to do, I'm going to elevate it. Like this side over here, I'm going to put posts all the way across. So at least the shade cloth will be that high so we can easily walk through and do work without having to bend down and breaking my back. But let's get inside here. Start over here. Zucchini. It's doing fantastic. Growing great. Flowers everywhere. Just need to be pollinated. And actually, those look like all male, yeah, those are all male flowers. I don't see a female down there. But I'm sure we're going to get something out of there. Over here, husky cherry red. That's tomatoes. So I said tomatoes starting to develop there. The plant didn't get big at all, though. But yeah, tomatoes starting to develop. And that's just a marigold from seed that I threw in there. And as I said, we got the yellow squash. You can see through the fence there. And there's some more on this one right there. And as I'll come back to you, see another tomato plant that just popped up. Over here on this side, my flowers, vincas, and marigolds, which is doing great. And then right back there, those are all white potatoes. And these were the older white potatoes that were in here. And the leaves are starting to die off. The plant is starting to die off. So I know we'll be harvesting this here in the coming weeks. They've been in here at least, and we're coming to the end of June. So it started like April 1st. So we got a total of maybe 3 months in here now. April, May, and June. So yeah, they're about 90 days old. So give them a little longer, let the flowers die back a little more. And then we'll see what we got there. Now, I know we getting something. And it was kind of hard to see, but the sides, excuse me finger, of the pots are bulging out. That let me know that we definitely have potatoes growing in there. But let's get up inside the garden here. And like I said, this is the carrot section over on this side here. It's the broccoli right back there, the squash there, and these are the carrots, 2 sections. Each one of these sections had 4 sections in them, and you can't see them now because there's so many carrots. And I thought I had thinned this out enough, but I don't think I did a good enough job because it's just blew up. And as I said, tomato plants just kept popping up everywhere. You got a couple of them here. It's like 1 here, 2 right here, all right there. And I just saw one over here somewhere, right down in here. So yeah, and this is that squash plant, the vine running all the way back there. Now let me spin back around this side. More flowers. Over here though, we got my green peppers, which are developing nicely. See the peppers growing right down there. It's one nice size one and a little baby right there. These are the hot peppers. And you see the pepper starting to develop right there. Right next to this, the cucumber. And right down, let's see if we can see it. Cucumber, booyah. There's a few of those in here. Both of these sections here, cucumbers, and I want to put some mulch over top of those today. And these last 2 sections over here are more tomatoes called big boys slicer tomatoes, and early girl plus. So these be the big boys and it's the early girls. And you see how these 2 are doing. Got nice sized tomato developing right there. And come around here, I saw something right down here. There you go. So let's get down here. My neighbor's out with her. She getting some work done in her yard, so if you hear voices, that's what that is. Over here we got the sweet potatoes, vines. They are developing nicely. Right there is another flower and a tomato plant that popped up out of that one. And I should have cut that out of there, that little small pot, but I said, what the hell, I'm gonna let it grow, see what it do. And it is starting to develop a few tomatoes in there. Right in there, as you can see. And this one here, the tomatoes, this one here took all viney, but the other ones haven't taken off yet. Supposed to come in here today and fertilize everything in here. So we'll be getting to that soon. And the last 2 sections here are the strawberries and my onions, more flowers. And over here in the onion section, another tomato plant that popped up. And I'm just letting it just go do its thing. I don't need to give it any support. Just make sure I water and fertilize everything back here. But I'm not going to do anything to it. Just got tomatoes everywhere. And the red onions across the back are doing pretty good. And the sweet onions didn't do anything this year. There's these 2 onions I put out here myself. And so I don't know what's going on with that section. But that's what the up top, this is the bottom garden here. Looks like. To get back from up under this shade cloth. But yeah, that's what the garden looks like this week. Everything is growing great. A couple little changes up here. I put a new arbor up here. Some flowers there. Did that in the last couple days. Because the one that was there was all rusted out. So, but that's what the 2 gardens look like there. And that one we just looked at there. And in the coming weeks, we'll come out here. I'll say maybe 2 weeks from now, I'll come out here and give you another look and see what things are looking like then. And if we harvest anything, I'll definitely video, especially when we come to these potatoes. If I do those, if they harvest before the next video I'll just do a separate video totally on those potatoes, because I definitely want y'all to see what comes out of those bags. But that's all we have in this video. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, keep growing.